Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lasham briefing for Thursday, the 15th of August, 2024. We'll start by looking at the synoptic. This is yesterday at lunchtime, and you can see this sort of little front system with a cold front and one front there that was over us at lunchtime yesterday, giving us that sort of rain and on and off sort of flying day for the day yesterday. Moving it through midnight last night, that has moved a little bit further out to the east, but coming in from the northwest around this low over the North Atlantic, sort of Iceland area, is another series of fronts. And if we run that through to lunchtime today, you can see that it's starting to become quite complicated in terms of defining what the weather's going to be. But the one big thing we need to note here is if you look at the isobars, you can see they're actually squeezing up as the day goes on. So it is going to get windier and windier throughout the day. And the gusts are going to get a little bit stronger too. Looking at the satellite picture, we can see there's a lot of cloud associated with that front. And if when we look at the next section, the rain radar here is showing an awful lot of rain. So if you draw a line from about Cork to York, you know, anything north of that's got rain on it at this moment in time. And there's one or two showers further south. If we look at the rain forecast from now throughout the day, you can see this little sort of arm of rain that's hanging down from the rest of the front is fizzling out as the morning goes on. And the main band of rain is very slow moving in terms of moving southeast, so it's not really going to get to us and until about maybe 10 o'clock tonight, something like that. But as I say, it's going to be windy throughout the day, and that rain is going to be approaching. Looking at the spot winds then, to the north of us, 1,000 feet, 220, 30 knots. To the south of us, 230, 30 knots. The common denominator there being strong winds either side of us. So that's going to give us quite a strong wind on the ground, and I think we're going to be on runway 23 all day. Looking at the public forecast then, throughout the day, those winds starting off around about 10, 11, 12 knots as we get going, but getting up to 15, 16 knots throughout the main part of the day. But it's the gusting that's the issue here. Gusting 26 at the moment, or 24 at the moment, 26 shortly, and then getting up to about gusting 30 knots throughout the best part of the day. There's going to be a bit of cloud cover, very little chance of precipitation, only a 5% chance there. Temperatures getting up to about 20 centigrade throughout the best part of the day. GFS are showing 20 centigrade local to us with a dew point down at around about 15. Local weather station refreshed about 10 minutes ago, showing 15 and 13 for temperature and dew points. And if we have a look out the window, that's about 15 minutes ago. We just refresh that and give you the latest picture. And you can see that low cumulus is starting to build. The windsocks showing that those winds are picking up as well. So if you have a look at Odium, their TAF is saying 220 at 8 knots, cavalcade with a 30% chance between now and about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, local time, scattered at 1,800 feet, with a 40% chance that temporarily between 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock this evening, local, 220, 16, gusting 26 knots. So there's a confirmation from Odium that the wind is going to increase. And if we move on to Farnborough, something similar here, 230, 6 knots, cavalcade with a 30% chance that between 12 and 4 in the afternoon, local, 220, 16, gusting 26 knots. So there's a good bit of similarity there. Looking at sky sight for potential flight distance today, it's quite poor in this area, and certainly if you move towards the front, there's very little chance of getting anything. And if we look at the sort of local cross-section from SkySight for Lasham, they're predicting quite a low cloud base around about 1,500 feet above airfield, maybe 1,600 feet above the airfield throughout the best part of the day. Top Meteo showing something similar in terms of potential flight distance. And if we look at the potential for soaring, and look at the Lasham area, you can see by about 10 o'clock this morning, they're showing it up to about 700 meters, maybe 800 meters at best, which isn't brilliant. And it's about 1700 feet. And if we run it throughout the day, it doesn't get much better at all, really. So that kind of concurs with the other forecasts that we've seen there. So moving on to NOTAMs then, we've got 26, Barton Stacey, live firing just out to the west of us. 29 and 30s, the Ash Ranges, Delta 132 is active. There's parachuting taking place at Farnborough between 10:45 and 11:45 Zulu. So that'll be 11:45, 12:45 local. Benson, I've got an air display on all day. They're NOTAM from 0700s, 1800s local, as correction, 0800 to 1900 local. And 38 Otmoor live firing, and 39 Little Risington, the ETZ is active. And what's not mentioned in NOTAMs today is if we go back to Odium, is the red arrows are going to be basing themselves at Odium today. They'll be in and out of there a couple of times, I would imagine. So just keep an eye out for them. They will be quite close to us as they get airborne. Moving on then to the airfield briefing and the Odium cross-section, again, concentrating on the surface wind here, starting off 2208 knots, going up to about 15 knots before lunchtime, and a 40% chance that it's going to be 16 gusting 26 throughout the rest of the afternoon. You can also see that there will be a bit of top cover there, and any cumulus is going to get to a maximum of about 2,000 feet. But from about 1, 2 in the afternoon, it's going to be, the cloud base is going to be coming down as that front approaches. Notice also that low down, there's going to be a little bit of turbulence as well. And no doubt in this wind, we will get some of that here. So the instructor slots, there's 2 K21s today, and there's also one on the 5-day course. So this is essentially what the booking system looks like, and that equates to 2 on book flying, 1 in the 5-day course. There's a K21 booked out to club members, 1 to the casual list. K13 is booked out on trial lessons, but I've just cancelled them due to the gusting winds and the turbulence. I don't think it's a very good idea to be taking people on their first flights in these conditions. And there's another K13 booked out all day with Al Greensmith and his student Fiona. SH3, 4 and 6 have got availability. There's 3 people on the casual list, and if we've got any instructors available today, I'm on my own. Barry's not here today, Sam's not here today. So any instructors that can come out and help, it will be very much appreciated. The simulator is also available as per normal. There's no movements on the airfield today as yet. We'll set up on runway 23 for a dry operation. It's moderate southwesterly winds strengthening with strong gusts all day. So land well into the field. Look after the canopies when you're getting in and out of gliders, and take care when ground handling, please. It's very important on a day like today. And of course, buggies, seated passengers only. We're not insured for carrying people in the flatbeds at the back. So here's our pictorial representation of the airfield today. Launch point vehicle on the hard surface. Winch launching on 2-3 to the east on the grass, and aero towing to the west on the grass. That's it for today. Thanks very much for listening in. Have a great day's flying. Enjoy yourselves, and please keep it safe today. It's going to be quite a tricky day. I'll see you out there.